like.
This is Dr. Blevins doing a psychiatric evaluation on Macbeth, testing for any psychiatrical issues. Hello, Macbeth. How are you doing today?
I am great.
Well, that's good to hear. I just have a few questions for you, and it should only take a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Did you have a favorite toy when you were a little kid?
Yeah, I did. It was a sword because I always pretended that I would be king someday, or at least a thing, something in the higher ups. But I wouldn't do anything to become king. I wouldn't do anything crazy or anything.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. Did you have any friends, maybe a best friend when you were little?
I had friends, but never really a best friend because they always said I took games way too seriously. Like one day we were playing house and the kid who was playing the father, had a chance to become king, and I started to choke the kid because I wanted to be king.
Well, that's interesting. Were you interested in girls at all when you were younger?
Yeah, this one girl, I really liked her. She had a really good personality, almost the same as me, and she wanted to rule the land someday, just like me. And so we would always play on the playground, and if anyone ever came on the playground, we'd kick them out because it was our land.
Well, somebody sounds pretty protective. So I remember in one of our earlier sessions you telling me that you were having some bad dreams lately. Did you want to talk about those and tell me what's happening?
Yeah, I guess. I have this reoccurring dream about killing my best friend Banquo, and it's really haunting me. But I mean, I would never kill my best friend. I mean, like, that's my best friend. Why would I kill him?
Well, I hope that you guys are still on good terms and everything. So how are you and your wife doing? Are you having any problems?
Yeah, just a little. She's been really rude lately. Like the other day, she questioned my manhood because I didn't want to do something that she wanted me to do, and it really made me upset. But I mean, the thing that she wanted me to do, I did it, and it turned out to really good. So I mean, it turned out good.
Well,
so we're better now.
Well, that's good. I hope that you guys can work it out and have a healthy marriage. Now, we're almost done, but is there anything else that you would like to talk to me about today?
Actually, yeah. I think I'm hallucinating because I've been seeing these 3 witches running around, and I see them everywhere, and they're telling me things that's messing with my head, and it's making me crazy, and they want to make me do very stupid choices that I don't want to do. So could you, like, maybe prescribe me some medication to help me get the witches out my head?
I can see what I can do about that, because that seems to be a pretty serious issue. Well, have you and your wife thought about having any kids?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we have this problem with kids. Well, I do. I don't know about her. I really have no sympathy for them. Like, I really don't like them, like, at all. Like, if I had to kill one, I wouldn't have any problem with it, like, at all, which is bad, but it's true.
So, is there a reason that you don't like kids? Like, did something happen, like, with them that gave you a bad idea about them?
Actually, yeah. One day, a couple years back, Banquo, his children, Banquo told his children that they would someday be king. So Fleance got the great idea that he could maybe kill me because I was coming close to being king since I was Thane. So he thought it would be okay to kill me. So ever since then, I just really never liked kids. Like, I just ruined my thought on kids.
Interesting. Well, I think that's it for this session. Just give me a few days and I'll evaluate all your answers and see if I can get you some medication.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Blevins. This is Dr. Hickman here with Lady Macbeth doing a psychiatric evaluation on her. How are you doing today?
I'm doing alright, but I'd be doing a lot better if I wasn't here.
Well, this is only going to take a few minutes. I just need you to answer a few questions for me.
Fine.
Alright, so we're going to start off with, how would you describe your childhood? Did you grow up in a rich family?
I actually grew up in a very wealthy family. I was given pretty much everything that I ever wanted, but that was mostly because I threw a fit whenever I didn't get my way. So, we just had our few, parent-daughter fights that we had. I was an only child, so they treated me pretty much like a queen.
So did you have any childhood pets?
I had a really cute dog named Scruffy one time, but then my parents told me that they didn't like him, so they told me that if I got rid of him before they got back to town, that they would bring me back a pony. So while they were gone, I kind of stabbed Scruffy and threw his body into the pond, and so my parents didn't see it. And when they came back, they brought me a pony.
Alright, that's great. So it sounds like you would have gotten a pony even if you hadn't killed Scruffy.
My parents knew how I was, so that they knew I would hold up my end of the deal and I would get rid of Scruffy. They just didn't know how I would do it.
Okay, did you have any big childhood dreams?
Yeah, when I was younger, I kind of just wanted the best of everything, but my biggest dream, I would say, is that I wanted to become queen. I got to the point where I would pull a knife on anybody who forgot to refer to me as queen because I said that's what they were supposed to do. But one day I got in a lot of trouble with my parents and a lot of other people for doing that. So ever since then, I've kind of just kept my anger for people like that inside rather than doing something physical.
Great. Okay. Do you still dream of being a queen?
I do, all the time, but I can't think of a single thing that I would do, not to be married to a king, because that's, my biggest thing. I will be queen one day, no matter what I have to do.
Okay. For the most part, how did you feel about your parents? It sounds like you had a pretty good relationship with them.
We had a pretty good relationship. I was mostly closer to my dad. I didn't really have any problems with my mom. We just weren't really as close as my dad and I.
Okay. So when was the last time you saw your parents?
My dad died about 10 years ago, and ever since then I haven't really seen my mom. She might be dead now. I wouldn't really know. So...
how did your father die?
He was brutally murdered by one of his enemies.
Oh. Okay. I'm really sorry to hear that. You must want revenge for his death, right?
No, not really. Because, of course I miss him, but death's really never bothered me very much. I believe he was killed for a reason.
Okay, well, that's an interesting approach, but I guess to each her own. Well, that's all I have for you right now. I'm going to bring your husband in to talk about your problems with the couples counselor.
This is Dr. Stevens in a couple session with Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Hello, Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. I have just a few questions for you guys as a couple. So, my first question, it sounds like to the other therapist in her notes that you guys seem to both have dreams of being very powerful and ruling a country. Is that what brought you guys together?
Yeah. It's actually our mutual love for power that brought us together. We believe together we can accomplish anything.
That's what I thought. Do you and Lady Macbeth think that you will still be king and queen one day?
Oh, of course we're going to be king and queen one day. It's in the process of happening right now.
I don't know. I've heard that you have to do some pretty messed up things to be king.
I don't care what Macbeth or I have to do. We will be rulers one day, no matter what it takes.
Well, this concludes our session for today, and I wish you guys luck on your journey to become king and queen. I will get back to you with your results of these tests in a few days and any prescriptions that you guys may need.